6 drivers have made their push for the crown, and it was the butcher of the Crystal Cave, Zarnock, who planted himself on top of the standings. If history repeats himself, that's a pretty good spot to be. It's time for the next 3 groups to battle it out. Will one of tonight's drivers be able to match Zarnock? And while that should be the focus, I can't help but shake the feeling that some drivers may still be a bit distracted. It's groups 3, 4, and 5 tonight on the Freezy500. First driver up tonight is Sam Hall. He's representing Ludum in the #1 armor-plated bat-inspired pirate racer. I suppose their pop culture references on Ludum are based off of long funk birth stereotypes. How Jay Arett escaped last year is still under investigation. His car tops the spikes as a reminder to all the other drivers as to what will be the fate of one competitor. He's back, but he's got more than winning on his mind. The Timeshifters have only recently come into the racer's orbit, and their chosen driver hopes to represent his world Chrono Quantica with a winning performance. Time may be on Justin's side, but will that help him get across the line? Group 3 opens up tonight's festivities, and it promises to be exciting. The snow is going to fly, so let's head up to the top of the hill. Race 1 starts right now. Race 1 starts with Sam Hall getting out of the gate super fast in that Bat Pirate. He must have thought he was going to be able to get in front of Jay Arett and take off from the rest of the pack, but he gets all squirrely at the jump and he swiggles out. This opens up a clear path down the flank for Jay Arett, while Just in Time unfortunately gets collected by a Bat Pirate going in the wrong direction. Jay Arett makes no mistake as he comes down the home stretch and across the line for a big score, whereas it's unfortunate luck for Just in Time as the Bat Pirate puts him in a precarious position. And it's another unfortunate result for Just in Time as Jay Arett drifts into his path and rubs him out along the front guardrail. Sam Hall in the Bat Pirate makes no mistake this time as he's across the line for 11 points. It looks like Just in Time caught the short end of the cosmic stick here as both results are not due to his driving. It almost seems as if there's a curse been put on Just in Time, as even in race 3, his result is due to somebody else's catastrophic failure. Sam Hall plunges his clip into the snow at the jump, and that puts him on his lid right in front of Just in Time. Just in Time gets collected by the wreckage, which allows Jay Arett a free run at the rest of the course. And with a quality bit of driving, Jay Arett is able to avoid the carnage that laid in front of him after the jump and pull his car in for a big score, leaving the Bat Pirate and Just in Time in his dust. I think I heard the cheering and the huge sigh of relief from the garages on the Peanut Galaxy station as Craigster Sr no longer occupies the last spot. The drivers in this group have populated the middle of the scoreboard, but those positions are anything but secure for round 2. Zarnock remains the overall leader, but the big surprise is how Just in Time just learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes you gotta be lucky to be good, and sometimes you gotta be good to be lucky. Group 4 kicks off with another returning driver looking to improve on his finish from last year. James Ironbeard represents Regnum 1 in his lethal machine called Neon Lights. Another newcomer to the series, Stray Dog represents Keldar 4. The lonely pack driver is looking not only to make a name for himself, but to not repeat the outcome that Just in Time faced in the last group. Boog is a gnarled veteran of the racing circuit. The 4.6 driver hails from Hyperbolica and plans on using every one of the cylinders of his 16 Angels to show everyone that he can still outclass the best of them. Group 4 is a mix of old and new, with just a smattering of race fuel thrown in there for dexterity. Time to roll out. Race 1 goes right now. And Stray Dog draws first blood. Right out of the gate, he gets into Ironbeard to show that he's not going to be pushed around. Boog unexpectedly takes a swerve and hangs back in the distance, allowing the battle between Ironbeard and Stray Dog to progress. They bang doors all the way to the jump, but it's Stray Dog who gets a nose out after the landing, which allows him to get across the line first uncontested, only he high centers at the line, then gets shot in the rear quarter by James Ironbeard, putting him up and over in a barrel roll. And then Boog, the wily veteran, comes in and gives both James Ironbeard and Stray Dog a shot as he crosses the line. This group has the potential of getting spicy as each car is capable of making full pulls. It's a great battle for these drivers for the top half of the course. James Ironbeard hits the jump first, and it's that advantage that allows him to just ever so slightly get in front of Stray Dog's car after they land. This unsettles Stray Dog just enough to actually put him into the berm, which pretty much ends his race. Ironbeard's able to control his car all the way down to the finish line where he crosses first, and Boog comes in for a surprising second as his race was pretty much uneventful. He does a nice little skid in the snow, and he collects another good score. James Ironbeard puts another 11 points in his back pocket, whereas unfortunately, Stray Dog has got to settle for 6. This has been one hotly contested group, and I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of these drivers made it into the next round. Boog gets into the back of Ironbeard just before the jump, but that backfires as Boog is the one that comes out worse for wear. Ironbeard again shows some extreme car control as he's able to land that jump as Boog tries to take another run at him but puts it into the berm. With Ironbeard across the line, Stray Dog looks like he's missed Boog, and he's pulled his ring across for another 10 points. These 3 drivers are all going to be ones to watch come the next round. And with Group 4 bringing the goods, we have our first lead change of the tournament. James Ironbeard betters the score put up by Zarnock to take over the lead. What a run by the driver from Regnum. His neon is shining tonight. Not to understate the performances by any of the other drivers in Group 4, as Boog and Stray Dog are both knocking on Zarnock's door. A veteran of the Endorian War for Independence from Techmorto, Old Sarge comes into the Freezy500 looking for new ways to broker peace between his shattered world. His decommissioned Erkenstein may just be that key. The new resistance is back at the Freezy, and this time they're hoping for a better result. Not all has been serenity since the last time Puff was here, as his result was a wash. Maybe he should have had dinosaurs. And rounding out the group is Dusty Miles from the Brotherhood Milestones, not to be confused with Infinity Stones. Milestones are the key to this planet's enormous energy source, and Dusty plans on using all of them he can. We might need to check the rules on the use of milestones. Whether or not they're a legal form of propulsion is up for debate, but Let's see how they go. Race 1 starts right now. Unlike the last group that got off to a great start, this group, not so much. It looks like the race is going to be between Milestones and Puff as they bank doors and joust all the way down to the jump. Old Sarge is in the back there biding his time, and you see Milestones and Puff look like they're going to land it quite nicely, but Milestones directs Puff into the berm, and that stops him short, and then Old Sarge comes along and just clobbers Puff. I'm sure that wasn't Old Sarge's plan, but man, that makes for a good highlight. And as the old Earth saying goes, if you can't beat them, clobber them. And it looks like Old Sarge is not just content going after Puff. He gets into the back of Milestones, and that unsettles him as they come down the top half of the course. Dusty Miles gets his card pointed in the right direction, though unfortunately it's right towards Puff. I don't know if seeing that unsettled Puff, but he gets himself into the berm and then turtles. Dusty Miles with an open track then tries a little something fancy and spins out on the pond. That little move there just prevented Dusty Miles from getting 2 points. Seeing this and wanting to take advantage of the situation, Old Sarge then comes down, and guess what? He squeezes his Erkenstein in between the gap of Dusty Miles and the berm for 11 points. And as the old Earth saying goes, if you're not fast, be sneaky. I don't know about Old Sarge's diplomacy, but he goes right after Dusty Miles and pushes him into the sidewall there at the top half of the course. Puff looks like he should just run away from these guys as he hits the jump first, but he gets unsettled and puts himself into the berm. But the highlight here is Dusty Miles actually getting underneath Old Sarge and giving him the old Texas tornado. Sideways is not how you want to hit the jump, and you can see the result. Old Sarge gets his spins on, and Dusty Miles unfortunately gets caught up behind it. And it's tough luck for Puff, as he can't capitalize on the fact that his opponents couldn't make it past the jump. Old Sarge takes the group, but each driver put in underwhelming performances. I don't think we'll have to review the use of Milestones as a fuel source anymore, and I've heard that the driver from Series is looking for a new supplier. I think Techmortal Fuel might be actively recruiting. James Ironbeard retains the #1 spot, and I hear Zarnock is less than pleased. This marks the halfway point of the tournament, and as the leaderboard continues to be populated, we are starting to get a clearer picture of where the cut line will be drawn. Those drivers in the low 20s will be anxious for the next groups to race, as it could be the difference between getting another shot at the trail versus getting a multi-pass on the next freighter home. Congratulations to James Ironbeard for throwing down the gauntlet and knocking Zarnock off the top of the scoreboard. Next week we have Group 6, 7, and 8 chomping at the bit, and they'll get their opportunity. On behalf of the Freezy500, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
This request you wish of me doesn't come without a price tag.